Faculty of Crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? Hi, I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back, everybody. Come on in. Let me fix this light real quick. It's way too bright, and it's killing my vibe. What's up, everybody? Come on in. Happy midweek. We made it. Well, any of you that know you have children, you know what's up. Week 1 of going back to school is rough. Come on in, guys. I almost just named this whatever Jay wants to talk about, but I decided to say Jenn Soto abandons her missing daughter, Maddie. Hashtag reaction. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. What's up, everybody? Come on in. Come on in and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. And if you have the means to gift a membership or get a membership, super chat, super sticker, all that. You guys know the drill. What's up? How you doing? I absolutely have talked to crime champs. Thank you for asking. I'm much better today than I was yesterday and then the day before. It's almost like a summer cold, but I think I have allergies, but better than day one. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Good to see you. Jennifer Reed, hello there, friends. Greeting from Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, my hair is inspired. Redondo Beach, what's up? Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. How you doing today? Come on in, guys. I'm just going to wait a minute or two. You guys got to let me know if my mic's okay. If it doesn't sound okay, then you guys have to tell me. All right. I have different mic settings, so sound is off. You guys can't hear me? All right. You guys got to let me know. Let me take a look at my settings there. Audio. And let's take a look. Hello, this is Jay with Guilty of Crime. Can you hear me? I just changed my settings, so before I get started, you gotta let me know if the sound is muffled. Let me know. All right, and I'm still a bit stuffy from allergies and a little bit of a summertime cold, but I just changed the settings. Tiff says it's better, so sometimes my computer likes to update on me, and it will change my settings to a mic that I don't even use. So there we go. We got it. All right, guys, here we go. Happy Wednesday. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. Today we're talking about Jenn Soto abandoning her missing daughter, Maddie, from day one. And if you guys know anything about the Jaden, and why did I just forget his last name? We're just going to say the Jaden case for right now. I just posted it, and for some reason, the mind, if I don't cover the case, it escapes me. Tiff, you're all over the case. Anyhow, Jaden was found. He's no longer alive. His mom confessed, and I have to tell you, if I have to compare Jaden's mom to Jenn Soto, I will, and let me tell you why. If you know anything about the case, Spicer, thank you. Jaden Spicer was found no longer alive. His mom confessed to burying him. But you know what she did before she buried him? She wrote a letter to read to the news or to read. She wrote a letter. She couldn't do it herself, just like she couldn't call 911, just like she couldn't do any of those things. So same thing as Jennifer Soto. She got
invited to every party, including the party that's not so much a party when when their life is gone, a celebration of life. She couldn't show up for her daughter in death. She couldn't show up for her daughter in life. And in my opinion, she abandoned her and gave full reign to Stephan Sterns. All right. Thank you, Lady for Justice, for the $1.49 super sticker. And I don't want to forget you, a member for 6 months. All right. I'm not sure what your handle is supposed to be. So I'm just going to call you KC. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. Hashtag J for president. What is up, y'all? Good to see you. Another day of Jenn Soto analysis. And did she abandon Maddie? What do you guys think? All right, so first let me just put this up because, well, we see the many faces of Jenn Soto from day one. Now, going back quickly to Jaden Spicer, he was found not alive. The mom is now charged with second-degree M for taking his life and then burying him. All right, but what she did was the exact same thing that Jenn Soto did, and Jenn never, ever once confessed. She lawyered up, went to a, possibly, in my opinion, turned herself in to a hospital as Stephan was being arrested and processed and all that. She hid and she abandoned her daughter. In my opinion, from the very get-go, from the news stations, that's what we're talking about today, all right? So, Janet Rawlings, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys help support the channel, so I just want you to know that. All right. Now, the reason you're not green, Rebecca, is because you need to get a membership. You might have had a membership. Maybe somebody gifted to you and now it's expired. So check your email. It's going to tell you your Guilty of Crime membership is no longer valid and they want you to renew it. So check your email. Check that out. Lady for Justice just gifted a Guilty of Crime membership. So maybe if you want a membership, you'll get a gifted one. But I got to tell you real quick, I cannot give you guys gifted memberships. YouTube does not allow me to give a membership directly to a person. I guess they don't want favoritism, so you only can get what you get. My apologies, all right? Teresa, love you too. Good to see you here. Good to see you. You know, we all need a little bit of therapy from Jenn Soto in this case, and we got to talk about this case because, you know, I'm covering all these other cases, and I got to say, day after day, whatever, it doesn't even matter what case I cover, I see people in chat saying hashtag arrest Jenn Soto, or they call the mom another Jenn Soto. So we want to get it out of our systems this week, analyze the crap out of Jenn, talk about Jenn. Friday, we're going to do a live stream, okay? We're going to do a live stream, and then we'll all talk about Jenn Soto, and then we'll move on the following week and cover more cases. But I don't think that we're quite done with this one yet, and we don't want to forget that justice for Maddie needs to happen, and it's not, in my opinion, without Jenn Soto being held accountable. All right, so there's the many faces of Jenn. We are going to cover the Veroscope, and it's going to be the one, and it's in my chat, it's in my description. Jennifer Soto abandons her missing daughter. She says 37 times Maddie's name, gone by her own mother. Doesn't even, so we're going to do some more analysis that you guys pointed me to. Well, in the very beginning, what we're going to do, you guys can say F Jenn. You can say F Jenn all you want. I'm going to start off with this old ass news art, not even an article. I don't know why I want to call it article. We're going to start off with this very, very old 1 year ago, Jenn Soto speaking to Stephan Sterns. Now, this was her first opportunity, and it's only about 9 minutes, but I just want you to, without me being like, oh, this, all that, blah, blah, I want you to just see the many faces of Jenn Soto and what the public saw from day one of Jenn Soto as she called out to the media to find her daughter and bring her home. Okay, so in my opinion, since Maddie went missing, she was missing from day one of her missing. Jenn Soto just went right out the gate and abandoned her daughter. And what do I mean by abandon her daughter? Even before she went missing, she abandoned her daughter by handing her over to Stephan and saying, deuces. Now I can take a nap. Now I can do my D-rugs, whatever she wanted to do. All right, so before we get into the analysis, we're going to start off with this clip of Jenn Soto. So please don't come in here and say, this is old, Jay. I know it's old. This is of day one of Jenn Soto and Maddie going missing and what Jenn Soto looked like to the public. What's up, Miss Toddy 112? Good to see you. Norma, arrest Jenn Soto. All right. Pills, pubs, and immunity. Right after this, we're going to get into analyzing how she abandoned Maddie and why. And you guys can comment all you want. Just be nice to each other in chat. Be respectful.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your last name and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFER SOTO.
Okay, we'll go this way.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is.
And we're going to look at this quite a bit. I remember from day one, guys, when she said, I can't breathe. I remember my email just blowing up and people saying, Jay, did you hear that? She can't breathe. I bet Maddie got strangled. This is way from the get-go, guys, way from the get-go, before we knew anything about what happened to Maddie. We didn't even know that she wasn't going to be with us any longer. So right out the gate, I can't breathe.
Where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay?
You think? Yeah, hold on.
We're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
Yeah.
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday. 4:45 p.m.
Now, remember all the guessing games we all had to go through? Can you imagine how law enforcement looked at this? I mean, she just played games with our heads and our minds from day one. We literally were going this way and that way to find out the timeline of when Maddie went missing and what the hell happened to her. Why did she didn't show up at school? Can you imagine being a mother of a missing child and doing this on a news station? The very first introduction of you to the world and your daughter's missing. You don't even know that she's not alive anymore. And this is what you get.
But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing.
Is that true? What do you think?
We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry.
The many faces of Jenn Soto. There's face number 3 or 4 already, right? And yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But from day one, if you're going to go on the news pleading for your daughter to come home, first you want to say her name. And second, you don't want to lie about the timeline, right? Redondo Beach says, I hate the phrase went missing. I worked in the news for 20 years. I had a news director that said, if we could find where we're missing, if we could just find we're missing, we could find a lot of people. Okay, I get what you're saying. Deeper's delight. Yeah, we're not going to analyze this video. I'm just playing a little bit of it so that you can see why people and why we were like, what is wrong with this bish? Nothing. Imagine me. Not funny. Can you cut that? Hey, news, cut that out. I didn't just smile.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
Come on, spit it out, lady.
I'm not sure
What are you
what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable.
What am I allowed to share? How many times have you heard, what am I allowed to share when someone's being investigated? She wasn't even being investigated yet. She talked to the police about her daughter missing. That could be anybody, right? Alyssa Petrov went missing, and then she went missing again because she ran away. So you tell me, all right? Get it all out, guys.
Sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out.
Come on, Aaron.
Yeah, she was
that.
walking by the church, by the middle school,
Oh yeah,
cameras.
is that
They
right?
saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just.
But you know who does say that? People that are involved in their children missing. Now we don't know for sure that Chris and Katie Proudfoot had anything to do with it, but did they also say, I don't know what I can share? Did Daniel Martell also say, I don't know what I can share? Jack and Lily case? Did we also just see Jaden Spicer now being found not alive and his mom sharing a statement by writing it on a piece of paper? Why?
Saw her walk away around 9 a.m.
They saw her walk away.
But she never made it.
San Diego. What?
What has the school said?
What?
Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes. That they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals
right?
called me. They've looked at their cameras.
Really though? Sure.
I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the site.
All right, guys, now speak up or forever hold your peace. Who all thinks that? And you still think that. You can still think that. Who thinks that Jenn Soto was in the car that day with Stephan and went and walked out by the church and made it look like it was Maddie out there? All right, just let me know. I don't think so. And I'm not sure about, I know Jenn is not in San Diego. I don't know what you mean by that. We're talking about, she's in Florida somewhere, but yeah, you guys tell me if you guys think that, or was she just trying to point the police away from her and Stephan Sterns? I know Sin thinks that. I think Deb has said that before. I don't want to take words out of your mouth, anybody, but a lot of people think that she might have been there at that time. I think that she used that. I think the police talked about it, maybe showed her some grainy footage, and she used that for the news to point away from her and Stephan. All right. All right.
Sidewalk, everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces.
Yeah, I do.
I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
I don't think so either.
Is this normal behavior?
Hey, Redondo Beach. Not at all.
Or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone.
Oh yeah,
at home.
Is it?
She went to school.
And again, remember, we go back on all this later on, and she's just lying right out of the gate. All right. How does she know she left her phone accidentally? Was it because she took Stephan's word, or because they went and deleted stuff while deleting their stuff? All right. And welcome, Crandy, 75, member for 4 months. She needs to be charged. And I did want to shout you out, Redondo Beach, for becoming a member. And yes, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Is that what you're talking about? All right.
But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD. Her memory. She's very forgetful.
Hey, Space Case.
So yeah,
she's very forgetful.
Track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
Well, we do want police to go back and look at this, and that's why we're highlighting this case, because they have had a change in law enforcement. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow, about all the sex trafficking rings that have been busted in Florida as of late, and different law enforcement changing hands. And if somebody just looks at this case with a fresh set of eyes and looks back on these and analyze it in the way that we're doing and others, then what do you think is going to happen? Look at that face.
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday.
Did you really, though?
Time.
No, she didn't.
I couldn't make it because I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
That's it. End of story. You know,
I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner.
Yeah. 13.
She's 13 years old.
Yes. 13. Madeline.
We've been watching her for 4 minutes and 35 seconds, and this person, this news person, it had to ask her what her daughter's name was, even though she's missing. And you say, I think she's just happy playing dumb, letting Sterns tell her what to say when Maddie went missing. The only problem with that is that they scripted this together. So whatever Stephan did tell Jenn, she went along with it. She trusted him that much. I don't know. Did she trust him that much? But she went along with him the entire time until law enforcement said, we're going to charge you if you don't stop lying. All right. And thank you, Foxy, for the one guilty of crime membership in memorial of your brother, Christopher, that was taken way too soon. Thank you. All right. Don't worry. We're analyzing stuff today. I just wanted you to see this right out of the gate.
What are you thinking right now?
Bingo. Yep.
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think. The friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person. Everyone that we know that she knows.
Everyone. It's all.
Them
That's
all,
it.
reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek, rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one.
Welcome.
I have people passing out flyers.
Okay, so she does. She's right about that. She had people passing out flyers, calling 911, doing the searches. It just wasn't her because her and Stephan already knew where Maddie was, and they didn't want anyone else to really know where she was. They didn't want to find her that soon, but too bad Stephan got a flat tire that day, and then it got called in. Police still overlooked it, and then after they overlooked it, Thomas said, no, you're going to go back and look again. I saw him right here doing this, looking pretty crazy in my opinion, so go back and take a look, all right?
Going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family is.
But what about you, Jenn?
Right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother,
So let me just read that quickly. Thank you. Melodrama. The reporter's trying to lead her to ask for help, and she wants to discourage any hope of finding her. A parent, she had the story she wants to tell, and they did not break from that story for quite some time. She did break from the story after Stephan was arrested, and they threatened to lock her up if she doesn't start telling the truth. All right. No, she didn't call the police. She didn't have a copy of the flyer to show the reporter. She didn't even say her name. Yes, we'll leave that up for a minute. So the answer would be yes, Jenn Soto abandoned her missing daughter. At the time, she was missing.
A lot is going on in your brain.
So much.
To bring her back.
I don't know.
Home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us.
Well, the only reason that they never arrested her is, I imagine, is they didn't want to charge her with the least amount. They couldn't, if they looked at her phone and her phone didn't say anything nefarious and everything was on Stephan. Stephan never spoke up once that we know of and said, hey, we got to look at this mom here. She did this or she did that, or he never talked. He still is going to head to prison for the rest of his life with the plead of no contest. Now he didn't say that he didn't do the CSAM stuff, but he never pointed a finger at Jenn. The closest we heard him pointing the fingers were in the jail calls with his parents, and his lawyer stopped and said, "Stop talking. Law enforcement's listening," and it was shut down. All right, she does. People say she's maybe in a manic state.
took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her
Yeah.
out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be?
Yeah.
Like if you would say, okay, last time
Look at her
I went
face.
to work and came
What
back,
is
she was
that?
at Jane's house or
Well,
Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend. Maybe she went back there or something.
He's literally trying to get her to fill in the blanks, guys. He's literally like, hey, drop a friend's name. Say anything. Say the best friend, where she might be. Point us anywhere besides saying nothing. And she just can't do so. And what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Today we're talking about whatever Jay wants to talk about on Guilty of Crime. Good to see you. This episode's just for you to find out what the hell I'm talking about today and why it's relevant, or maybe it's not relevant. All right. Come on, lady.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she
Yeah,
would have
no,
been.
but you didn't look anywhere,
She would
though.
have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where if she could have
Did you?
walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her house.
What a big inconvenience this could
I
be.
think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
I don't know.
Seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs.
All right, so she wasn't wearing any of that. Let me remind you, Maddie was found with a green hoodie and jeans. She only had one Croc, and I don't know how Jenn missed that. One of the Crocs got found in the trash. She doesn't know that yet, but the other Croc was in her room. Of course, this is all in my opinion, right? Nothing's happened, nothing's new, nothing's changed, except Jenn is still walking around free. She did call the chorus teacher. I don't know if she called him, but she did text the chorus teacher to find out if Maddie ever showed up. All right.
A black JanSport backpack with the hibiscus flowers on it.
That's not even funny, but scratch that one Croc. He wasn't wearing those shorts.
Not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her.
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to.
You're a liar. That's a lie.
Have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but didn't Stephan say that something happened that night and it got him so heated? Maybe it was the girls arguing and he had to walk off and go take a walk. And when he came back, Maddie was lifeless and her lips were blue or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but yeah, one Croc, clean sucks. And you're right. Absolutely. They argued all the time. So right out of the gate, she's just absolutely lying. All right. And yeah, he did say that. He said that there was a fight and he walked off. So who was fighting? Was she fighting herself? Who was fighting who? I know this has already been covered, but I always thought that SS the background talking to the dog. Was it really the birds? I do not think so. I have to stand on my my original suspicion that it was Stephan saying, "Hi, Coda." When he's not there, he wanted the dog feeder to feed Coda. Hi, Coda. It was not. I do not think it was birds at all. Deb says it was a parrot, which is interesting. If it was, maybe she would know more. That's the first time I've ever heard that. Now it's 2:22 in chat. Say a prayer that Maddie gets the justice she deserves. Okay, so I'm going to take your word for it, Deb. I didn't even know they had a freaking parrot. And I heard that, and I thought, and again, I would know better. Apparently they had a parrot, and it wasn't Stephan saying, Coda. All right, so there you go. There's the answer. I wasn't inside that house. Yeah, how about please help me find my daughter, Maddie, or Madeline Soto. I love her so much. She's my everything. She just turned 13, and right. It did sound weird, though. All right.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
Alligators.
We're desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Just please, if
I'm here for it, guys. Just wake me up. I'll make sure I leave my ringer on. Oops, I forgot to leave my ringer on. I was just so tired from working that 3-hour shift that I just worked and not doing anything else, not handing out flyers. So make sure you call me. I'm here for it, guys. All right? All right? Okay. All right. Oh, sorry, though. I left my phone on vibrate. Sorry I didn't answer it. Let me call somebody else and see if they can go out and search.
if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're
She
okay,
wants to wake up
Maddie.
to a
I hope
dog.
you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When
Oh,
when did you
man.
notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up.
Yeah, at 4. It was at 4. Yeah.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No word, no text message, no messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with, any app. No weird conversations. No.
So when people look up, they're remembering what it's usually scripted. It's a scripted thing that they're trying to remember. They're trying to get their story straight. We've gone over this a million times, right? So she looks up and she's trying to remember what her and Stephan were supposed to say. Now she says that later on because she trusted Stephan and they were partners, that whatever he told her was the law. But once law enforcement decided to say, hey, I'm going to arrest you if you don't start telling the truth. Did you see her or did you not? When's the last time? What did she wear? On and on and on. Then she finally told a little bit more of the timeline and truth. But trust me, you guys, it took months to get what the real damn story was. And we still don't really know. All right, we're almost done with this. Now we're going to get into the abandon and the analysis and saying she 37 times instead of Maddie.
Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
Yeah? Is that right?
She knows how to get home by herself.
No, not really. She's not that smart.
To take a bus or an Uber or something like that.
Yes.
She doesn't know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure.
Come on.
She would know how to get home. Maybe, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she.
Okay, so Maddie, we now know Maddie was very smart, very vivacious, very much a 13-year-old girl, and she was going 13 and counting. There's no damn way that she didn't know how to get home or know her address this is just, she's really just trying to deter people from looking for her. She doesn't want to say anything because she actually knows. And if she starts to talk about what she knows rather than the keeping in the confined, the script that her and Stephan had, then it could be a problem, guys. She doesn't say 192 yet, but later on, 192, 192, 192, 192. Oh, 192. And then we find Maddie on 192 and Stephan got a flat on 192, right?
Pointed the way, what roads she probably could figure out how to get, but does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay.
She doesn't need to learn how to get home.
She said no time.
Who does that?
She knows everything. All right. The first question is if I can get your first.
All right. So we're not going to get into this one. We could see Stephan was visibly upset. We know that he's the one that did all the things in the morning as far as dropping Maddie off and trying to figure out where he's going to put her because they were going back and forth. He didn't know the area and Jenn was leading him. In my opinion, again, he didn't know exactly where to go. And that's why he got so caught on all the cameras all the time. All right. So, but we're not talking about him. He's going to be in prison forever. Well, that's that. So let's get to Jennifer Soto abandons her missing daughter. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel that does analysis, Veriscope, go check it out. Here we go. And I brought it on here because we are starting with this, and I wanted you guys to see what the heck I'm talking about.
Welcome to Veriscope, part 5 of the Jenn Soto analysis. And we might as well start straight away. One of the things which you'll notice is she immediately says in her statement, "I can't breathe." And also she uses the word mess in the first sentence. And we will analyze the forensic linguistics as to why that could be the case.
Okay.
And then we're not going to play this again. Don't worry.
First.
This is all analysis. We're not watching this again, but I wanted to remind you of who Jenn Soto is, who Jenn Soto was, etc. Right? And yes, she absolutely did say that. She absolutely said that she didn't know how to get home. Maybe she could point us in the right direction if she's in the car, but she doesn't really know her address. She doesn't even know if she knows the number. And if you drop Maddie off in the middle of town, she wouldn't know which way to even go. That's so ridiculous.
Your last name and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFER SOTO. Mother.
Jennifer,
I wouldn't call you that.
Tell me how you feel right now.
Mother of the year?
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you?
Okay, so let's analyze that first statement.
Ooh,
Jenn Soto has unlimited
that's so loud. I'm sorry.
ways to answer the question which the interviewer asked. Jennifer, tell me how you are feeling right now. The interviewer is very good. He asks uncontaminated questions. In other words, he doesn't influence the person who he's asking. Jennifer Soto answers, "I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about."
Now, before we get into it, I feel like I can't breathe. Right out the gate, we're going to listen to him. Now, this is before she knew that Maddie was no longer alive, supposedly on camera. But remember, she knew. Don't tell me she didn't know. And if she didn't know, Stephan was already abusing Maddie for years, all right? So you're going to be real nervous if you have anything that lives with you that's abusing your child and you just ignored it for years and police are on you and your daughter's missing. You're going to be real nervous. So no matter what, even if she didn't have anything to do with unaliving Maddie, 6 long years of Stephan having complete and utter access to her daughter, that's a lot. That's a lot to be nervous about, all right?
Is, where is she? Is she safe? So notice that Madeline has been reduced, as Soto does in previous analysis. She reduces her own daughter to the pronoun she. Is she okay? But we're being sensitive. All a wreck. My entire look at her focus. Her focus when being asked about her missing daughter is herself still. But here's the interesting thing. She has unlimited choices in her language, and she isn't aware at this stage, she isn't supposed to be aware at this stage, that her daughter will be found later strangled.
Exactly.
So her using the linguistics of strangulation out of the infinite possibilities that she could have chosen is something that, as forensic linguistic analysts, we note. So the findings, I can't breathe.
All right, so quickly, guys, I can't breathe. We're going to break that down. If you guys could do me a favor and try to direct questions at me. Now, I know Deb is in chat, but she's in chat just watching and roasting just like that. So if you guys can, I see like a ton of questions for Deb. She's not just sitting here answering questions. She's just listening to what we're saying. So if you guys want some of the things actually answered, you guys can direct questions at me. And if somebody doesn't answer, please don't put it 3, 4, 5 times again and again. It just means that we don't get to see it all. We're not answering. Now, he doesn't have I don't think he has a loyalty to Jenn. But here's the thing, I'll let her answer that, because he will take all the guilt. He's never said he has a loyalty to Jenn. But here's the thing, I've always said that we think that there's a pact. There was a pact between the two. If Jenn gave Stephan full access, which we know what that means, we know what Stephan pled guilty to. That's why he ended up getting rid of Maddie's body. That's what we think. So yes, thank you, Deb, for answering that. By all means, you do not have to sit there and answer questions all show. And if people want to direct questions, they really want to get an answer, make sure you direct it at me. I just don't want her to feel like she needs to be answering stuff because you guys are asking. That's all. And that's to anybody. If you have a question, ask me, and we'll try to get your questions answered. All right, guys? Thank you.
First words chosen from infinite options reveal strangulation consciousness. This is the victim's experience leaking through. So imagine imagine witnessing the scene that's imprinted on your mind, and your choice of language if you're being deceptive, you have to manage the truth, and you have to suppress it. You have to manage the fabrication, the lie, which you're about to present to the interviewer, and you have to manage and assess the reaction of the interviewer. Am I being believed? And this causes immense cognitive load, where you're more likely to use words which are on your mind. Doesn't prove anything, but as forensic linguistic analysts, we note that it is a possibility of leakage. We're repetition.
Again, if you weren't here yesterday, this guy is like Deception Detective, and he says he's like Deception Detective, except for he takes the analysis of your words, and he also does body analysis, behavior, and word analysis. So do me a favor, y'all, hit that like button so we can get this in the algorithm, and then share it later on with your friends. And thank you for saying that. You say Deb found the best platform to express herself. Jay is a gem, and thank you. And that's for all of you guys. I want you guys to all feel comfortable on here, whatever's going on in chat. I don't want anyone to feel like someone's bothering you and just asking you something that you don't want to answer. If you ignored the question, maybe you didn't see it, or maybe you just don't want to answer, but that's your right. Now, I think about 10,000 subscribers ago, we didn't have as many rules in chat. And I also didn't realize how accountable I am as a creator to make sure everybody's being handled properly. Even though I'm streaming or reading or doing whatever, I have to make sure you guys are all safe and everybody else feels okay. Because trust me, after the show's over, I always get an earful about somebody that didn't like some, or somebody that It's like being a referee. All right. So thank you, Jay. I think Jenn needs to be arrested for neglect resulting in death, minimum. And shout out to you in Vermont. That I've always agreed with. I think she would have a felony, and then she would do plenty of time, just enough for her to be that momster that we want to hear. All right. And me too.
Cognitive difficulty at pronoun selection reveals the amount of cognitive load that she's under. Crime scene officers who are experienced in strangulation cases will explain why a cleanup is normally needed. Let's continue with the interview.
First realized, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45.
Yeah.
Yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school.
Me too.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
Hey, MM.
Sorry.
Read the one.
Okay, so we filed a missing person report.
Absolutely.
We called the police at like at like 4:45
Confession.
yesterday. 4:45 being sensitive, but she actually, a comparison word, went missing early that morning. Around between 8:45 and 9. So here we have.
I actually think the parrot would probably be a better witness than Jenn Soto. What do you guys think? That's great. I love you guys. So now we're getting into the Jenn Soto abandons her missing daughter, Maddie, and why we think that with the analysis and the not only behavior, but like Deception Detective, we're literally having this guy break it down, what we saw and what we're thinking and how many times she says what. It's real helpful to kind of feel like we're getting some kind of clarity, maybe some kind of justice, even though there's no justice until Jenn Soto gets arrested, right? She's probably scared to death. The bird is talking. Can you imagine? Montana Mystic says, remember 5 months ago I said it was a parrot and you said it was a feeding dish. I'm so embarrassed. Well, no, that means I'm wrong. So either way, I thought it was a feeding dish. I didn't know. Nobody ever told me. Nobody ever told me. So now we know. You were right.
Temporal Lincuna. She went missing.
Yes.
Actually went missing early that morning. Okay, I think she gets a free pass for that because she will have been told by now by the teachers that her daughter had not signed in and therefore didn't arrive at school and therefore did actually go missing early that morning. However, if that isn't the case, then Jennifer Soto shouldn't know that she went missing early in the morning.
See?
But I think in this case that she gets a free pass.
I don't know if I can give her a free pass on any of this, but I hear what he's saying. She's not even supposed to know, right? All right, Jamie, hashtag please arrest Jenn Soto. And good to see you, guilty of crime boyfriend. We got Chief Rocky here. I said that before. They should have put the parrot on the witness stand. You got me laughing, right?
For that, for those linguistics. However, not I. Most of the time when a daughter is missing, the mother goes into the I pronoun. They become, they don't share responsibility. They don't connect.
All right, now you guys, everything is we, so they're connected. No, we don't think you're arguing. No parrot pictures ever shown. The only reason I'm saying it's a parrot is because I was never in their house. I don't know their dynamics other than from the roommate that we interviewed, Deb, saying it's a parrot. Deb should know if they had a parrot or not. Hashtag interview that damn bird. That bird is not going to lie like Jenn Soto does. Oh my goodness, that's great. The parrot is at Yolanda's house. All right. Jenn told you. Okay, yeah, I never knew that. I had no idea that she could even keep anything else alive in that house. So there you go. I heard that too. I heard it was an automatic feeding dish that was customized with Stephan's voice. All right.
With the eventual perpetrator, which Soto does consistently. Around between double hedging on the critical time period. That's important. And we have sensitivity of the times. The unfortunate noise in the background, which made her smile, we noted.
Come on, guys, get in green. Let's get some memberships.
That is too relevant to us in the analysis.
Come on, guys.
It isn't the case that she was presenting a fabrication and a lie, was recognizing that that fabrication and lie was being accepted by whoever she was lying to, and the slight smile of victory almost that comes with the body as a micro expression when you're getting away with a lie, and we call that duper's delight.
Oh, look at this!
It's more of a nervous laugh, and she knows it's wrong.
Now, we have analyzed this several times with videos from Deception Detective, and he also says Duper's Delight. Look at, I've been a member for only 8 months of myself. I'm about to gift some memberships, guys. There is not enough green today. There's only 259 people in chat, but there's so many people that aren't green. Even the guilty of crime boyfriend is not rocking green today. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and gift some memberships right now, you guys. Let's get going.
Wrong. She's biting her lip. She's trying to suppress it. It's strange. It's weird. But it wasn't that arrogant happiness that you get when you're getting away with a lie. However,
drop a link,
extremely
guys.
Strange.
Put a link, please.
So,
I don't know.
We had dropped her off. Dropped her off again is the linguistics possibly of the body being dumped. So the trauma of it all is burned in her mind. She's thinking of the actual crime. She's thinking of the crime scene, clear up of the mess. She's thinking of Stephan Sterns putting her in the vehicle and dropped her off.
Oh my God.
And she's using the linguistics now to explain the fabrication of dropping her off close to the school.
Yep.
So she is aware.
All right, guys. So just get them likes up. If you can get those likes all the way up, we have 255 people here. I just gifted 5 memberships. All right. Jenn Soto is not in jail yet. I promise. The moment I hear that, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm going to hop off and get on my phone or get on my computer and let you guys know. But for now, I feel like we're still not over this yet. And when I get, 30 emails in 2 days blasting me about somebody that did an analysis that you want me to cover, abso-freaking-lutely. But if we can get those likes up, it looks like Synth is going to gift 20 freaking memberships. And you guys want that because I have people emailing me, Jay, I can't get a membership, but I want to watch your this, or I don't have control of that, guys. You got to get a membership. All right, let's go. Lock up the potato.
Of the plan, because
like
Stephan Sterns uses similar linguistics. She wanted. How does she know that she wanted? She's saying that in other words, she's claiming that she dropped her daughter off, and she's now claiming that she knows what she wanted.
Oh wait, you guys like
Possibly
this one better?
Because she's claiming that Stephan Sterns claimed this. Sorry, that should be it. Sorry about that. We will often see the word sorry in forensic linguistics and crime scenes from those that are involved. We dropped her off. Again, Madeline isn't mentioned at school. Close to school. Being close to the school is sensitive. She wanted to walk. So the excuse as to why they didn't drop her off at school is because she wanted to walk the rest of the way. So we have here victim blaming to some degree. Critical.
Number 2.
The repetition of close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way indicates rehearsed script. Self-correction from at school to close to school reveals the importance in her mind of the specific wording. It'll be interesting when we look at Stephan Sterns' interview as to how much we have the evidence of a scripted story.
Right. We've said that from the get-go. I don't think anyone doesn't think that. Now, I don't know, Summer. I don't think so. I think that she didn't really have responsibility as it was, right? You're right. It's a huge financial loss to her. She's not getting any income from the CSAM. She's not getting someone to, hey, I need a roof over my head. I have a daughter. None of that. She's not getting the flute lesson money or whatever it was, piano lesson. Nothing. None of that. What's up, Witch? Good to see you, my friend. I've been around way longer than you, Jay. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. All we got to do is get those likes up. You've been a member for 14 months. Let's get those likes up so we can give some more memberships, guys. Scripted. What a concept. Scripted.
The agency transfer, she wanted, so Madeline is responsible for not being dropped at school. The victim becomes responsible. We creates confusion about who is present.
No, she's not getting anything.
Let's go on with the next stage of the interview.
Oh, I gotta talk about my daughter again. All
We
right, let's
dropped her off
go.
at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
Do you think she'd
I'm
be
not sure
that
what I'm allowed
ballsy?
to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable.
Here we go. Here we go.
Cases of disappearance and
We're gonna talk about that.
parents finding it difficult to know what to say.
So we're going to talk about that on Friday, about Jenn Soto cleaning up the crime scene. How in the heck was that scene so clean? Except for she did forget the crock. If you notice, all the sheets were off the bed. The laundry had been done. Who finished cleaning that scene while Stephan was out there trying to figure out what to do with Maddie? All right. She's very deceptive, you say. I saw this guy a few days ago. He's really, really good. And that's why we're covering it here, because you guys all wanted to talk about it.
They will often use the excuse of, because of the police investigation, that suddenly they're not allowed to give any information to the public. It's a tactic used in order not to have to give detail, because you're consciously scared of slipping up. So they hide behind the, oh, I'm not sure how much we're allowed to say excuse.
I don't think the cops took all the bedding, my friend. I gotta say, I didn't see. We saw, actually, let me say this. We saw what the cops took as evidence. We saw the list of things, and I don't think they took the bedding. Maybe they took it after it was washed, but I don't think they took the bedding. Stephan was already doing laundry, remember? They said he was doing laundry, and he didn't do the laundry. His stuff was all mixed in with Maddie's. So I'm going to have to disagree with you about the cops taking all the bedding. Maybe they took it after it was washed. So you say they took the bedding, and we saw a lot of it taken, but Stephan was washing the clothes. Even the pillow, he said, the pillow still smelled like him because he covered Maddie's smell up by covering with it. So thank you. If they took the bedding, they took it with, I would say, without all the evidence on it. So we'll get them in on that on Friday. All right. So I'll split that here. I'll say they took the bedding, but things were washed before they took it. I'll tell you that right now. All right.
Sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
I don't think that.
She was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces.
Okay.
I mean, they tore that condo apart. So actually, it was supposed to be upstairs, supposedly where Maddie lost her life in the room number 4. Do you remember that? So there was a lot of different rooms they had to collect from. And I don't know what evidence got washed away, but I'll tell you right now, Maddie did not end up in that state. She didn't end up in the state that she was, which is not alive, with a hyoid bone broken outside of that house. It happened in that condo, in my opinion. All right. I don't think anybody lives there anymore, and we can certainly look up the condo to see if they put it up for sale, but who would want to buy that condo right now? I don't know.
So I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
Yeah, that
This is
too.
an unprompted restriction.
Someone had
No
to
one
dress
limited her.
Maddie, guys.
There is no police advising her not to say anything.
Nope.
This is self-censorship. This is worry about what she might reveal. She goes on to say, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally.
Victim blaming, guys.
And that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school.
All of them, I think.
But that happens from time to time.
Hey.
She's introducing the normality factor and the excuse, the reason why she's got ADHD and her memory, she's very forgetful.
That's
so
true.
This is, again, victim blaming. And what's important to Jennifer is to introduce a valid reason as to why. So it's not important to find her daughter, and it's not important to appeal to the public. In fact, she says she's unsure how much she can actually appeal. What's very important to her is giving the reason why the telephone is not with her daughter, and to blame her daughter for that, and in effect blame the entire situation on her daughter.
Now I'm telling you, Jenn Soto and Stephan Sterns did not bank on this becoming an international case. I do not think that they thought she was going to be found that soon. So it gave them time for Jenn to be calling Chris Sterns and her ex Stephen to get him a lawyer. And Deb will vouch for the fact that Jenn called them immediately to get Stephan a lawyer before all the chaos, right? She called Chris, or did she call you? She called somebody to get a lawyer for Stephan, and not just one person by that. I pass the condo every day. There are people in it, but I don't know who they are. Yeah, I had another Crime Crew person that said they tried to go in the condo and do a walkthrough, and I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're selling it and there's a walkthrough? I don't even know. Well, that makes even more sense. Jenn was in an altered state 24/7, and we've been saying that. All right, called from the interview room. Jenn called Chris because he was outside in the car. Okay, so Jenn was in the interview room, and we're going to call it the interview room because Jenn was never interrogated, guys. She was in the interview room, and she called Chris. He was outside, and she said, get him a lawyer. All right? Not to mention, we just let her get out and walk because she doesn't know her way around, right? What? Oh, no.
Yeah, no maternal protection. Blames the child. We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday, and she had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working.
You're right.
She had an amazing time, and she was so happy with all her gifts. And I, deception marker, told her, not wished her.
Yeah, we would.
Told her good night.
They weren't. They weren't for that.
Yeah, that was it. I huge deception markers, whatever follows the 3 eyes. This isn't stuttering. This is her not using her broker to choose the word, the unconscious part of the brain, which selects language. This is conscious choice, and she's unsure. She's gaining courage for the fabrication. I was the one who took that. That's the reason why. Was the one who took her. This is very, very interesting. So whenever you see this pattern, almost always, we then have an important piece of fabrication afterwards. And in this case, we have her saying that she was the one.
I don't know.
I was the one.
I don't know. You guys, the link is in the description. This guy is called Veriscope, and that's his channel. He does behavior analysis as well as the speech pattern. So he's like deception detective, but he also looks at their characteristics. It's Veriscope 1, and I have the link in chat. A narcissist. We knew that before, right? Brandon came up here earlier and said the same thing. Brandon said this is a classic mother that's involved in the crime. He said it's smarter than that, but you guys, if Jenn Soto is not the classic mother that was involved in her daughter going missing in the CSAM, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I really
So
don't.
it's no longer we took her to school. She's saying I was the one. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. And then she abandons the lie here and replaces it with that was my partner, but yeah.
There you go.
Hmm.
So at this time, guys, when Jenn reached out to Chris to get Stephan a lawyer, she had just seen the pictures of Stephan's phone of Maddie and Stephan, and then she called Chris. Yes. So you remember an interview room where they said, "You want to look at the? Do you want to see this? I don't think you want to see this. If this were my daughter, I would not want to see my daughter on her knees giving a BJ. I would not want to see somebody's pee in her mouth." And she said, "Let me see them again." And then she called Chris to get Stephan a lawyer. Who does that? The only person that does that is somebody that already knew that he was abusing her, in my opinion, for years. All right. Thank you. After watching everything, look back, it's so obvious. Exactly. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate you. So there you go, guys. Yeah, throw up a little bit in your mouths and then brush that off, because after she saw those pictures and asked for them once, not twice, but 3 times, "Are you sure you want to see your daughter in those compromising positions?" She even told Chris about the photos and then said, "Get him a lawyer." Who would do that? You would say, "Let this man burn, put him on the firing line and let them go." All right. And there you go. I'll leave that up. You guys, we have 137 or 140 likes. If we get 250 likes, you'll get 20 free memberships. All right. All right. Jay, did Chris respond when Jenn asked for a lawyer? I don't know. I'll put that up in chat and see if we I'm sure he did. They didn't get him a lawyer. No one was going to pay for a lawyer. It would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, to defend that case of Stephan Sterns just for the CSAM alone. All right. So let's go.
I was the one who took her to school.
They weren't even a couple, guys.
That was my partner, but yeah. Okay.
In my opinion.
The triple I stutter represents extreme cognitive guilty, the highest level of deception stress. Immediate correction from self to partner reveals guilty knowledge.
Guilty knowledge, guys. Stutter.
And then that was it. Terminal language, indicating the finality of the entire situation. And then the immediate correction, claiming that she took her to school, and then not me, and then corrects it to her partner.
And the reason I always thought that she wanted, and that's incorrect. Let me just recall this for you. I don't think he was insinuating that Jenn was in the photos at all. I think Jenn wanted to see the photos to see if there was anything incriminating against her. I don't know why any mother would want to see those pictures more than once. And there you go. Yeah, I mean, this really is the classic case of a mother that's involved with this. All right. And she's still walking around free, guys.
So she has gone from we took her to school.
She could have, but you can't prove that.
I took her to school. To forget all of that, my partner took her to school. In the space of her first few paragraphs, we have lie after lie after lie. And she's supposed to be appealing to find her daughter.
She could have been.
Not presenting lie after lie after lie.
but they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from
Right
them.
here.
Is this normal behavior?
Anything else? Not just waiting to hear finding my daughter. Just anything else.
And she knows.
Yeah.
She, in my opinion,
Not
she
at all.
knew by then.
Show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no.
Absolutely. Justice for Maddie.
From time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday.
No,
She
that's
left her
not what
phone
happened.
At home.
No, it's
She went
not
to school.
actually.
Um,
Her saying that's actually what happened was her trying to convince us that that's what happened. All right. Linda Glover says I think if you compare the watch movements and imagine what happened, things will become clearer. The bathroom upstairs was off limits, so he had always had to use Jen's bathroom. Absolutely, he did. And I wish police did have that information, and then they can go back on that. Hey, what's up, Kelly? Good to see you. Definitely justice for Maddie. I mean, that's what we're here. We don't want people. We don't want Jenn Soto walking around in public and people not knowing who she is. All right. So even if she never gets arrested, she's not going to be free in her mind, guys. That's all I can say about that.
but that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way
agree.
to track her right now because the detectives don't have her phone.
Because she's trying to think
but
about
this
what
isn't
to
normal
say.
behavior, no.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
She's like, what? Did we
spoke
have a
about her
conversation?
birthday party. She had a birthday
What
can't breathe.
What an excellent question.
So if you want to make a remote
No!
income from home and you're a beginner, meaning right now you have
I don't know what you think.
Friends, the friends' parents you've contacted, and you went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them.
Okay, let's continue with the
Why
analysis.
didn't they?
So she says, we've contacted them all, reached out to them, the parents have gone out to search. Not her has gone out to search. And
how many
looked
likes?
for her
Hit the like button. Come
as
on,
well,
guys.
and we haven't come up with anything yet. So again, we dominates. She hasn't searched.
All right, guys, we're halfway through the video and we have 204 likes with 275 people here. For all of you that are not in green and you want a membership, members only is coming up. I'll do a members only next week. Let's get up to 250 likes. It's only 41 more likes and you'll get 20 free memberships. All right, come on, guys, let's go. Potato Head Soto is chilling in Florida. Chilling in Florida, waiting for this to pass her by.
The parents who passive construction haven't come up with versus active searching. There's zero personal action. Everyone else is acting and she becomes the observer.
Me too.
She then goes on to say, a lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is no one, if they can do one. There I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, gas station, church. I think people are being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school. So notice,
thank you,
her
Cat's
involvement
Meow.
is zero. She is not looking for her daughter. When parents of missing children are involved and know that there is no point in searching, they do the natural thing, which is not get involved in the completely unnecessary search for a person who has passed away. And in fact,
that's why she didn't leave, guys. That's why she didn't search. That's why she didn't go back out that night. Stephan said he was going back to go cruising and looking for her. And we know he went back to the dump area. I hate even calling it that, but that's what it was. He left Maddie's body and he couldn't bury it, in my opinion. I do think that he does have some kind of a I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about him and Maddie. We may never know. Maybe one day he'll talk. But Jenn knew and she let him go. And shout out to Jennifer for coming on her first live. You got to just hit that like button, guys. You'll get some free memberships real soon. We're very, very close. Nicole, did you hit that like button? And welcome to all new members.
They're not interested in the body being found, so they just don't get involved in the search. And we find this pattern
I don't know.
Repeated again and again. If parents aren't looking for their children, that's a huge red flag.
Absolutely.
So she becomes the observer. She's not actually participating in the search for her missing daughter.
Parents have gone out to search and look for her as well, and we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts.
We haven't come up with anything yet. So most people would be, we haven't found her. Not we haven't come up with anything yet.
On Facebook, Hunters Creek rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity.
Now, she literally did have people out there passing flyers. One of the people that she texted to pass flyers, I got to tell you something real quick because this story got to me, all right? This story really got to me. The person that also went to Maddie's private funeral, she got there, but Jenn Soto was already gone. So that was a person that told me that she didn't see Jenn there. But what I wanted to tell you is that she was talking to that lady that printed the flyers, got them made, did a lot of the searching and handing out. And you know what she told her? The lady said, I got flyers for you. I want to give them to you. And she said, I don't even want you to text me anymore. I don't want anything to do with this. Can you just, and she gave Stephanie's number, her sister. She said, have my sister take care of it. You can get the flyers to her. Don't text me, text her. So yes, when she had people, Mr. Bot, you're absolutely right. She had people doing things and it wasn't her. And she didn't want anything to do with it. As a matter of fact, I saw those text messages myself. That person sent them over, which means, of course, I have Jenn Soto's direct number, which I never violate. I never call it. I never use the number. I saw it with my own eyes. Jenn Soto's phone number, talking to the person and saying, I don't want to go there and do that. I'm not going to go there and do that. Just give them to my sister and put all communications off to Stephanie. I'm out. Tell me what excuse that this piece of trash has for not going to her daughter's memorial, her daughter's vigil, her daughter's birthday. Not even an impact statement was written. That makes me mad. I've been sitting there chilling this whole time, just kind of relaxing. That's the kind of mood this week, getting my daughter back to school. But when I start thinking about her ugly face right there and the fact that she did nothing. And why did she do nothing? Because she already knew where her daughter's body was. She was just hoping and praying that law enforcement didn't find her that quickly. All right. So that makes me mad to see a text message from this Beezy here telling her no thanks. As a matter of fact, why don't you just not text me anymore? Send it to my sister. I'm too busy. Ugh, that grosses me out. And look at her face now. She went from like scared and manic, weird duper's delight to what is this face? I hope Maddie didn't see that face before when her last breaths were taken.
Gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they.
But not you
or anything. My family they're going all out right now.
Yeah, your family is. Where's your daughter, lady?
Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much
to bring her back home.
She was.
What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
Yes.
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had
law enforcement have not told her anything about not being able to share anything. This is entire fabrication. So you'll have noticed her struggle there.
Detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out.
Damn, who talks about their daughter
The
sniff her
unconscious
out?
chose sniff her out,
Sniff
which
her
is
out.
the language of death.
I'm not sure when that's being done.
I wish I can show you that text, and I cannot. And it's multiple text messages. This lady called me because she was like, Jay, I wish I could say something, but I'm in the community and I know the Soto family, but I'm livid that this Beezy didn't show. She didn't think she showed up to the funeral. But yes, I shit you not. There was multiple text messages of the lady paying for the flyers, the lady getting them printed, and the lady saying, hey, I want to give you your stack of freaking flyers to go hand down. I'm not actually going to do that. And actually, I don't even want to, don't text me anymore. Send it to Stephanie. Yes, I'm serious. Soto family, new child forced to sleep with the mother. Absolutely. That heats me. That gets me heated. Hello, everybody driving home. Hit that like button for Jay and for all of you guys so you can get some gifted memberships. All right. You must really love you blasting her. Oh, yeah. They watch it. The Sotos watch it. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. Yeah, that lady, if that lady could speak up, she would. But these people are close to the Sotos and they just can't. What's up, Panda Ann? How you doing?
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay,
Anything?
last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one
Red
weekend.
flags.
Maybe she went back there or something like that.
Yeah, but
We've
why
looked
didn't they
everywhere
press
we could have
her?
thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where if she could have walked.
No.
My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the
Where's
walking
it?
paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house.
Okay, so we have an
She's got an
immediate
inkling.
plurality problem there. We've checked all of her friend's house indicates many.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've checked all of her indicates many. House indicates singular.
I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think?
Doesn't need to use the word honestly with your daughter missing.
No, you don't use the word honestly, and you don't use the word actually. And then how about this? How about when you see those photos of multiple photos of your daughter being essayed, you don't say, let me see those again. Hold on, let me grab my phone and get this mofo lawyer. We got to get him a lawyer, get him out of here. It's not evil to do the sex crimes, is it? All right, guys, we are literally 11 likes away from 20 gifted memberships. And I see a lot of people in chat heated as I am, right? But you're not green. So if you want to get a membership for members only next week, we need 10 more likes, all right? Just hit that like button, y'all. It's easy to do and it's free.
Okay, let's carry on with the analysis. I mean that they're doing the best they can because you're not.
I wonder what her reason was for not going.
They're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out. Not I've had detectives come out. Not I'm doing the best I can.
No.
They're rather. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog. This is supposed to be, apologies for the transcription error.
Can you imagine?
To see if they
talking about
can sniff her out.
Never.
I'm
never,
not
guys.
sure when that's being done. Critical, yes, sniff her out. This is language of decomposition at the unconscious level, and she had unlimited choice of words to use. She uses the phrase sniff for her own daughter.
And that's just unheard of, to say sniff my daughter out, but never say her name. If somebody's sniffing your daughter out, they're sniffing for a body, okay? And it's not a somebody. It's called freaking what? Cadaver dogs? Were they talking? They did talk about cadaver dogs. They did talk about the CSAM. They did talk about the grape. Jay, this is good. This is good. You know that Jenn needs help, or she needs her sleep. That's why she didn't go. What? What would make it what would make it even rational to tell your family, hey, I don't want to go out. Can you handle these people? This was all before you guys all turned against her. The whole world turned against her. And then she used the excuse, I can't go because people are going to attack me. But before that, that was not. People were thinking that she was a grieving mother until we saw this. Until we saw her using Maddie in the past tense over and over and over, and then saying we dropped her off. And then the next day, well, actually, we didn't. I just said that, but she might as well have said, I didn't think they were going to find Maddie yet. Oops. JS is guilty of crime. Thank you, Malibu Surf. I haven't seen you in a while, and thank you for dropping a $2 super sticker or super chat. All right, hit that like button. We only got a few more to go.
Whose name she cannot use. This is language of decomposition and hidden bodies, not living missing children.
Thank you.
Parents say track her, find her.
Sniff
her out.
That's a body,
implies
guys.
Something hidden in something else.
That's not an alive child that you sniff out, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Annette. I appreciate you.
We have qualifiers. Passive stance. I'm not sure when. That's right. They dominates.
She's remember.
Not searching for her child.
I can't remember her name, but it was the second journalist, not the first interview. The second.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Soto. We've looked everywhere, except you've looked nowhere.
Exactly.
We could have thought, and anywhere she would have been.
Fireworks.
So for those who have seen the previous video.
All right, guys, welcome to the Crime Crew. Thank you so much for the 20 Guilty of Crime memberships. There's going to be a ton of people getting memberships raining on them right now. And Kelvin, I really do want to know why Sterns won't say about Jenn's involvement. And it's not for the lack of Deb asking, because I'll tell you right now, I've seen Deb ask Stephan probably 20 times at bare minimum to say what Jenn's involvement was. Come on, Stephan, you're already in trouble. You're already getting convicted, whatever was going on. Please just and there's been a time where he said, Mom, I got to tell you, Jenn's still a grieving mom. Don't say that. But as things have changed in the situation, he's loosened up a bit about it, but he still hasn't got there. And we don't know why. I don't know why. There's absolutely zero reason for her not to go look for that child. But what can you possibly tell your family that would justify you not going out searching and not even want to talk to the people that are sitting there spending their money on printouts, color printouts by the stack and searching for your daughter? What would you tell your family, and what would be acceptable? I don't know why he's protecting Jenn, and Deb has asked Stephan that so many times that I'll leave it up there for a minute, because I'm telling you, I've seen Deb get really super heated in messages between her and Stephan that you guys have never seen. I don't know if they're ever going to make it out. They might, but you'll see Deb presses Stephan hard to just speak up, and he still hasn't done that. I don't know why.
Videos. You should now start to be able to see the pattern of deception. It's a very specific, it's a very particular set of linguistics.
We would know that.
And once you begin to recognize it as an analyst, you'll be able to see the difference between normal, truthful communication and this.
So we're going to get more into this. Sorry, I keep stopping it. But when I see your comments like that, so I got to tell you, Linda, I think they absolutely were the first ones. Jenn Soto and Yolanda and the family were probably the first people to say, yes, take that plea deal. We don't want to be up on the stand. They were all going to be witnesses. They didn't want to have to deal with that. They didn't want their Soto name being even more rubbed in the dirt than it already was. So, yeah, I don't think Yolanda could have necessarily done that. But I'll tell you right now, they pushed, and they were the first people that were contacted to okay the plea deal as a family. And I'm sure they jumped at that opportunity to protect not only Jenn Soto, but their family. All right. And Yolanda paid to get the father out of the picture by lawyers. I've heard that not only did she pay to get the father out, but yeah, she paid lawyers to run him out. I heard that too, Kelvin. Absolutely. Right. She acts like she's cooking spaghetti right now. What the heck?
Stuttering, broken, fractured style of linguistics that humans use when we are deceptive. She could have walked. My mum's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friends' house. Yes. So because of I, here we have the beginnings of the fracture.
That's true.
I think we've checked everywhere. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly. The lie needed this support.
I agree with that.
Would have known to wait. Counterfactual reveals knowledge she never made it. We dominates again. I think, honestly.
I don't know.
Okay. The interviewer asks, what do you think? Excellent question.
You're still not green, Chief.
Soto. Oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue. This might be a transcription error. What was she wearing? She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with grey. Okay, so this is normal, but I believe that it's pre-planned.
How did she miss that croc, guy?
On it. That's now Jennifer Soto says in other interviews that she was in bed that morning and didn't see her daughter.
After she lied, of course, and said she did.
And she says that Stephan Sterns is the one that dropped her off. In this interview, she claims we dropped her off, I dropped her off, Stephan dropped her off.
I don't know, Chief.
Her ability to know what she was wearing, if one of those lies is true, is not possible.
Okay, I gotta pause it again because tomorrow we're actually gonna talk about CSAM ring in Florida and how many people could possibly be involved in that and possibly have been involved in the trading and producing of the CSAM. You're not gonna tell me that with 35,000 images and all the others that are unaccounted for that this slipped by those people that were buying and selling and trading. So we're going to talk about that more tomorrow. Thank you for interjecting that. And yeah, the croc, in my opinion, the croc in her room tells the deed was done in mom's room. Athena pond picking her up. I don't know what Athena means. Maybe you're talking to Tex, but picking her up, bringing her upstairs, one fell. How did they miss that though? Soto is just acting. All right.
And she can't even remember what she had planned with Stephan Sterns to say. Last seen wearing. It's also the language of law enforcement. When somebody starts acting, they will often use the language of police TV shows.
Yeah, but when she got there,
when they're being deceptive. Detailed description.
That's true. That's true, Brandon.
Let's play the interview.
True. Very true. Maybe.
Oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue.
That's why it was him.
What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie.
She was last seen wearing
black shorts,
You're her
white
mom.
socks,
What was she wearing?
a black JanSport backpack with
No.
great hibiscus flowers on it.
No, wrong clothes, lady.
And you said this is not like her
Not at all.
to run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her.
She's never
I
done
know.
anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to
That's a lie.
have
No,
this outcome.
no,
Okay.
that's a lie.
Have this outcome. We haven't had any arguments recently
What was the outcome, Jen?
that
Tell
would
us.
justify having this outcome. Outcome is absolutely the wrong linguistics. And also, outcome lends itself to knowing what the outcome is.
She did have
We
to
have
help get dressed.
in terms of the timeline, with Madeline's body not being discovered yet, it is a missing person.
What's wrong?
And yet,
Wrong? Tell us.
Jennifer Soto describes it as knowing the outcome. This is
What's the
incorrect.
outcome? Oh, I didn't see
is
this.
incorrect.
Jen's a gypsy. Muckalakaha, Makahani ho. Made you say it. Love you, Jay. Rest pub sub sodo. You sure did make me say
She's never
Muckalakaha,
done anything
Makahani ho.
like this. No, and we haven't had any arguments
Oh
recently
my goodness.
to have this outcome. Arguments recently to have this outcome. She unconsciously links arguments to outcome.
I
The
have.
word outcome is clinical, distance.
Not easy.
It's not how you describe a missing child. She's revealing arguments did. She's revealing arguments did lead to this outcome. She links the arguments to the result despite the denial. There's no need to link these arguments to the outcome, and yet she does.
Right? I didn't even think about that.
We haven't had arguments yet. Who is we? She doesn't create ambiguity.
How did she put that?
And then we have the unprompted denial.
I didn't even realize that. She related the arguments to Maddie going missing.
Hunters Creek Middle School.
What?
Tom, any questions?
Welcome, Karen.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know
That's it.
about
Ding, ding,
the
ding,
way
ding,
you're
ding.
feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We're desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home.
Look at the camera.
I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe.
She barely even said her
I
name.
hope you're not hurt.
Maddie.
I just hope she's okay.
Yes.
Okay, she couldn't help herself, even at the end there. I just hope she is okay. So she abandons the appeal to her daughter. You'll have noticed the entire fractured nature of the appeal. Right? We do need baseline in forensic linguistics and statement analysis. She is completely off baseline.
A lump of bull on a pole. Oh.
So
she is.
The interviewer says, "How to get home by herself?"
I know.
As if like that's just say.
Does that make it any easier?
Okay, she says, "Correct. I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe. I mean, if someone, if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way,
that we agree.
She probably could figure out how to get." So she's saying that her daughter doesn't know her address.
Aww.
She doesn't know the full address. I don't think she does. I'm not sure. Yes, notice that. I'm not sure.
Yep.
Maybe. Probably. Yep. I don't think. Stress indicators. Someone got in the car with her. It's unprompted. She can't commit to... So would most 12-year-old or just 13-year-old children know their home address?
That's ridiculous. She just doesn't want to answer that, really. She knows she's not coming home. Worst mom ever.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up, and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Of course she did.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with.
Look at that face. That's a lie.
No
You're
weird
lying.
conversations.
No weird ones? No weird
Nothing
pictures?
strange. Everything was conversations with
Really?
just normal friends or us.
No weird pictures? You sure?
Just
No weird
normal
text
friends.
messages? That sounds kind of
She
weird.
knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an
Me
Uber or
too.
something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure.
You've never
worn these shoes.
No.
Show me my New Balance in blue.
No, pay for YouTube Premium. Let's get this guy to 5,000 likes right away so he doesn't pay for we don't have to watch the commercials. Okay, guys? All right. Thanks.
He said no, Tom. He knows everything.
Jesus, that face.
All right, the first question is if I can get your first.
Okay, let's continue with the analysis.
I wonder what the shaking's about. It's her leg shaking, right?
The
Makes me
final
nervous.
plea. We are desperate for any answers. Anything you could do to help.
That's true with that.
I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie.
I don't
hope
know
you're
about
safe.
that.
I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay. So she broke the.
I hope she's okay. Let's see how that's connected. That's interesting, Crafty, because I never even thought about that. We don't do cards like that anymore. And baby guilty freaking knows our address backwards and forward. That little girl has been calling me since she was like 5 years old. That she's got my number down. It's the funniest thing. We were talking about that yesterday. And baby guilty can call me in her sleep and dial it backwards, and she still knows. It's like just embedded. So like I think it's just more victim blaming. I don't know about that part, but I think Jen's just lying because she knew she wasn't coming home. All right, but yeah, maybe I don't think baby guilty knows grandma's address at all. And not because we didn't try, but just because like she retains this and that. Now she's 10, she might know. But anyway, if anyone else thinks that, let me know. I thought that was weird.
Pattern and immediately abandoned the use of her daughter's name.
Possibly because she got Adderall, right? Or she got pills, right? ADD.
She mentions the word daughter once.
Thank you, Teresa.
And she mentions her daughter's name once. This is a
Once.
very rare occurrence.
Smash. Thanks, Carly.
Yes, this is important. The switch from you to she, even in direct address, reveals psychological distance from her daughter. When criminals and victims are under pressure, the criminal will distance from the victim.
94% deceptive.
In this case, we have extreme distancing from her daughter.
You're actually right about that, Summer. Of course she is, because it's scripted.
So, in this very short interview, we have a large number of deception indicators.
And that.
I can't breathe. We believe that this is the possibility.
That's true.
With leakage, it's only always a possibility, but it's so common, and eventually you start to recognize it. We have close to school, wanted to walk the whole. Yes, it does seem rehearsed. It seems extremely rehearsed. The triple I stutter, maximum deception difficulty, complete morning void, the crime time concealment, the persistent we, unity with the perpetrator maintained, the victim blaming.
All right, I'll go through this and then we're almost done here. Maddie had CSAM. Yeah, she did. I don't know what you mean. I don't know if she had CSAM in her phone, but yeah, we call it CSAM, child actual adult, right? Material. I always forget what CSAM stands for, but it's not child PORN because they're not consenting. So if someone wants to put what CSAM means up there, Maddie was disabled. She was traumatized. Yes, that there you go. She wasn't disabled. She was traumatized. And many people they confuse the two. And that's why parents do that. That's why a parent, a momster that does something to their child will tell them that they're ADHD or autistic because they want those things, whatever they've been traumatizing their child with, they want it to have a name for it. Because otherwise it's just trauma, right? It's just abuse. Yes, abuse. I'm sorry. I can't put that up there, just Josie, but child actual abuse material, CSAM. All right, CSAM, child actual abuse. It's abuse material. It's not child PORN because they can't. And I'm just letting you know. No worries. No worries. All right. All right. So anyway, yeah, we see the patterns of that video that we just watched, her interview. I can't breathe. That was the first one that 100 people came to me. We now know that she was strangled, right? We know her COD, verbatim, close to school, wanted to walk, a rehearsed script, triple eye stutter, maximum deception, complete morning void, crime time concealment. She was sleeping the whole time. She doesn't know anything. And then the we, everyone says, why does she keep saying we? Because she wanted that unity with the perpetrator maintained. As a matter of fact, that we, my partner, my boyfriend, her stepdad, all of that is unity with the perpetrator. She did not want them looking at Stephan as a perpetrator. She wanted to make sure the media and everybody else saw that they were a family unit, and Stephan or her would have never done that. And then the victim blaming, a lot more, the ADHD, forgetful, wanted to walk, everything that she says about Maddie that's not good. And then no maternal language, never my baby, or even her name, guys, nothing protective. She calls her the body. She says sniffing her out and how many other things. And then delayed emotion, only when prompted at the end. And I believe it was emotion for herself. All right. All right. We're almost done here. Let's just take a look at this and then we'll head out. You can see the 45 words that were from Sunday night, birthday party, good night, and then the details provided. I love the way he analyzes this stuff. Let me just take a look at this. We're almost done here. I can't breathe. That was a big deal too. Remember, he's using this system that we talked about yesterday as an analysis tool to find this out, how he's analyzing it. Maddie documented with drawings in her own notebook. You're right. Dump the body. All right, I'll put your comments up as we finish this.
What people don't say is often as important as what they do say.
Good. Thank you. Possibly. She didn't do a good job though, right? Well, her biggest fear that was her daughter was going to run away with her man.
The mourning has disappeared. In her linguistics, she's happy to talk about the night before,
Teresa,
in terms of deception. And she's happy to talk about the Monday, in terms of deception.
That too.
But the crime scene clear up is completely missing in her linguistics.
The crime scene clear up, which we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Friday. Barbara, thank you for the 5 guilty of crime membership.
When attempting to say who took Madeline to school, she says, I, and then goes on to say him.
I wish that wouldn't have happened. I wish she...
What isn't included? Where is my baby? I'm going crazy. She must be so scared.
Her baby. She doesn't even call her Maddie.
This is the expected pattern. Instead, what we have, I can't breathe. We're all a wreck. She's forgetful, has ADHD. She wanted to walk. Other people are searching. I couldn't make it to the birthday party. She, her, victim blaming. That was it.
Thank you.
Also, the pronoun distribution is interesting. This is what concerns me the most. she is consistently
Thank you. Forensic AI.
finding unity with the actual perpetrator.
How come law enforcement does? And we know that unity with the perpetrator.
And
Get
here,
him a lawyer. Get him a lawyer.
the unexpected. She doesn't use her daughter's own name. She can hardly say the word daughter.
Right.
Madeline has literally been relegated to she in
That's
Jennifer
interesting.
Soto's mind.
How do you think she talked to her in person? What do you think they got along before?
Yeah, we have extreme sensitivity.
Yep.
So that brings us to the conclusion
Buster,
of
what?
this analysis, and we will then tomorrow look at Sterns. Okay.
All right, so we're not doing that. We're going to talk about other things. We are going to do analysis, but not with this guy, and we're going to do that tomorrow because I want to talk to you about the trafficking that's happening in Florida and then tie that in with this case, meaning how could these people have not ran into each other or possibly exchanged CSAM amongst that community? I don't know if that's possible, guys, because there's a lot going on there. Remember the Santa Claus case, the CSAM ring that got taken down, the Santa Claus guy, and where he was in proximity to Maddie's school, to Stephan driving by there, etc. Well, that happens all the time. And shout out to Buster for catching his first live. Welcome, Buster. You say Grady Judd is all over it. I hope so. All right, Julie DJ, it's 2 a.m. here, and we're in a heat wave, so I need to try and sleep. All right, guys, thank you, Deb, for being a good sport today. Very possible because they all traded it. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about anybody that was in that proximity or that was regular friends with Stephan, maybe played Warhammer or Warcraft, whatever, World of Warcraft, all that stuff. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We're still covering this case, and then Jenn Soto we're covering Friday about the crime scene cleanup, but then we're going to do call-ins. And then next week, guys, if nothing major comes out or there's nothing that you want me to cover, because when you guys come in by the handfuls emailing me and saying, Jay, I need you to look at this, let's talk about it, then I usually do that, especially for a case like this that we all know so well. All right. Other than that, we're going to be covering new cases and all next week. But this week we have dedicated to the rest of the week this case and especially #arrest Jenn Soto. So let's get going. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Synth, thank you for all of the memberships today and everybody else that either gifted a membership, got a membership, super chat, super sticker. It's all going back to the channel, guys. You guys know that. I work during the day and then I come home and stream, and everything that I get goes back into the channel so I can keep streaming and do it better for you guys. So Angelita and everybody else that's here, Teresa, all the mods, Carly, thank you. Tiff, I hope you feel better very soon. Lori, Clementine, and Deb for being a really good sport tonight. And everybody in chat for being nice. Thank you guys for being nice. Even if you don't agree with me or somebody in chat, we know how to be civil human beings. We don't live at a zoo, right? We're not a bunch of zoo animals that just can't control ourselves and need to call people names or need to be put down to make ourselves feel better by making others feel small. That's all we do on this channel. We boost people up so they can walk around and feel better and spread the love to each other, to each other's children, to their children, all right? So that's what we do around here. We do true crime, but we also want to make sure that we keep a smile on your face while we're doing it, and we're completely adults. We're not animals, all right? So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Teresa says, don't speak for me. You don't know I don't live in a zoo. You know I'm teasing. You're a good sport. Good night, Guilty of Crime Crew mods. Jay, have a beautiful evening. All of you guys, let's get justice for Jaden. All right, another bad momster. Everybody else, have a good night. Hit that like button on the way out. Subscribe. Get your memberships and then come back. Just Josie, thank you. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night. Love you guys. And on that note, We do not castigate. We're out of here. See you tomorrow. Peace out.
Guilty of
I
crime.
want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?